Kill! It's time now for the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news on this Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, August 10th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and I hear 5 o'clock news and odds on this Wednesday evening. Top story at the 5 o'clock hour is a U.S. Secret Service official confirmed to CNN that the USSS has spoken to the Trump campaign regarding the Second Amendment comments. After a Justice Department investigation exonerated the Baltimore Police Department for discriminatory practices and system failures, which is excoriated, the city's mayor says there's a long journey ahead. Washington newly released emails from the Hillary Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State raised questions about the nature of the department's relationship with the Clinton Foundation. Tripoli. Libyan forces abandoned not to ask the Islamic State from Sirte said on Wednesday that they had captured a convention and considered the city center season a base where militants over the West flew their black jihadist flag. A Northwest Arkansas sheriff's deputy was fatally shot Wednesday morning. The local police chief was injured while responding to a disturbance call. Longtime ESPN host John Saunders dead at the age of 61. Moscow, Russia said on Wednesday that there would be a daily 3-hour ceasefire in Syria's Aleppo started on Thursday to allow humanitarian convoys to enter the city safely, a proposal which the United Nations said it would consider. Candle Solomon signaled a new war on its way from troop movements to Russia's August curse, but this time they may be more smoke than fire. Ankara, Turkey, a wave of Kurdish rebel attacks struggling police and soldiers in Turkey, mainly Kurdish staffers, killed at least 12 people on Wednesday. Turkey was still dealing with the aftermath of a failed military coup attempt. Riyadh. Saudi Arabia said it intercepted 2 ballistic missiles fired from Yemen as the kingdom-led coalition continuing the second day of airstrikes. Tokyo, Pokemon Go, taking gamers by storm in the popular augmented reality game is getting a warm response to parts of Japan and recovering from recent disasters. Rio de Janeiro, Dirk Van Tijl, a Belgian bronze medal winning Olympian, chased down a cell phone feed while celebrating hours after when he was punched in the face. So, more South Korean bloggers may be falling under the scrutiny for featuring North Korea propaganda on their websites. Tonight, India. Police in India trying to crack the great train robbery of more than $860,000 in banknotes. A 10-year-old boy was decapitated as he rode a 168-foot-tall water slide at a water park in Kansas. Press and February with the investigation said on Wednesday. A former Los Angeles garbage collector convicted of so-called grim sleeper slayings that spent more than 2 decades was sentenced to death on Wednesday. Kept a lengthy case that centered on gruesome deaths of more than a dozen. Austin, Texas, a U.S. judge on Wednesday approved a deal reached between Texas and civil rights groups to remedy the voter implication law that was found to be discriminatory and in violation in the U.S. Washington, a poll showing Republican vice presidential nominee Mike Pence has gained a more favorable rating among Republicans than Tim Kaine has among Democrats. Madison, Wisconsin, the 7th Circuit of Appeals has issued a stay of lower court ruling overturning the part of the Wisconsin voter identification law. Washington, the National Rifle Association availed an attack against Hillary Clinton on Tuesday, charging that the Democratic doesn't believe in the right to keep a gun. While Trump and Clinton have both signaled an agreement to do 3 debates leading up to the November presidential election. Technology companies are hurriedly startups in the field of artificial intelligence, and Intel Corporation's latest joint by speed fueled by one of the hardest trends in the tech sector. Wall Street retreated from record levels on Wednesday after dropping oil prices pressure energy stock wall shares of Walt Disney surgeon and resulted in an acquisition. The state's legislative sector are referencing frequent fire programs and charge locks at one strip SpaceX, like events see the assignments from the cheapest fares in the way. As why the big three owners are so much the same. New York oil prices fell on Wednesday as the suppliers building the U.S. crude inventory is dragging down and energy shares in the U.S. stock index recorded from record highs. Washington U.S. job openings increased in June and layoffs dropped to the lowest nearly 2 years as the labor market conditions started further, according to the government report on Wednesday. Moscow. Russia's airspace forces will soon receive next-generation air bombs equipped with proximity defense, a test Newsday reported Tuesday. Washington. Lockheed Martin has awarded a $36 million U.S. Missile Defense Agency contract for installation and testing of an HS airshow equipment in Poland. Cupertino, California. Apple's MacBook Pro laptop line is expected to receive its first major upgrade in 4 years in order to reverse 2 financial quarters of decrease in sales. Marjan France. Kuwait has signed a deal with Airbus helicopters for 30 H-225 Crackle helicopters accompanying next Tuesday. Meteor catchers headed out to watch the annual press ride. Meteor shower are in for a special treat in between watching the show on the north side of the sky. Several planets and the moon will show themselves on the southern side. The sun, not the Soviets, was a power control during a little-known Cold War event. A new study reveals a soul storm historic proportions in May 1967 in freedom with American radar installations raised central to lead an aircraft. The past few days have been what for physicists last week. Scientists at a large hadron collider said they had not, after all, seen a hope for a new particle. Miami, the woman set off to seek a scare in Florida, trying to clear good action to the neighborhoods where the outbreak is believed to be concentrated. More than 2,007 Californians die each year from polluted air, and the region will benefit the most of them anywhere in the country from midwest and ozone and fine particle pollution below current federal limits. A new study has found Huron Therapeutics Incorporated Trust rejected a long-acting injector to prevent chemotherapy and induced nitrogen vomiting was finally approved by the U.S. A recent study found that millions of Americans have considerable water from a public supply contaminated with dangerous levels of polyfluoroalkyl and perfluoroalkyl, known as PFAs. Des Moines, seeking to bolster standing with young voters. Democrat presidential nominee Hillary Clinton took control Wednesday at Reagan. A millennial-owned maker of humorous t-shirts and bills says the greatest story in the universe. Senator Mark Kirk plays the right code policy date for the presidential general election ballot. This November, Illinois lawmaker said Wednesday afternoon. Gauges measured a rapid drop in Donald Trump's support this summer. Polls show that the Republican nominee losing nationally and in most battleground states. Permanent Republicans have publicly affected the GOP elected officials regularly rushed to his aid. The 50 senior Republican national security officials who have agreed to sign a letter warning that Donald Trump would risk our country's national security well-being by helping a Manhattan billionaire. Make is pointing to American people. Rudy Giuliani slammed GOP national security officials against Trump. Alright, take a look at some local news from the Attleboro Sun. Attleboro. A city man was wanting to connect with an robbery of another person in Pawtucket in February. Body clock 25:30. Parker Street in Attleboro is 1 on a Rhode Island warrant initiated after a Providence County grand jury in the indictment and never met on Wednesday, according to the Rhode Island Attorney General's office. The grand jury handed up an indictment charging charged men in 28 of Manhattan with first-degree robbery, conspiracy, assault, a dangerous weapon, and using a firearm while committing a crime of violence. Attleboro, former Attleboro man, is now serving in prison time with drug and ammunition charges stemming from an arrest last year in Taunton. But for Frank is behind on bars after three allegedly led police on a 2-mile high-speed chase early Wednesday at the end when he crashed on the Perryville Road in Route 118 and fled in the woods. In Newton, Massachusetts, a bus man has died following an early morning roll-over crash. State police said that they responded to the crash by 2:15 a.m. on Wednesday on Route 95 north of Newton. A preliminary investigation into the case of 2014 Jeep Wrangler being driven by Jack Gentleman of Alston rolled over and in that highway median the 20-wheeler Gentleman was taken to Mass General Hospital where he later died of his injuries. Winter in Massachusetts, upwards in the Massachusetts state. Dispute over beer led to a fistfight between two friends that ended in one of them being dead and another facing criminal charges. Peter Childers on 508 on this Wednesday evening, and it is time now for a stock market and commodity report. The Dow down 37.39 was 18,495.66. S&P 500 down 6.25 at 2,175.49. Nasdaq down 20.90 points at 5,204.58. European markets next 10,650.89 down 42.1 points. FTSE up 50.12 points at 6,866.42. And CAC down 6.06 points at 4,452.01. Asian markets Nikkei down 12.85 points at 6,735.12. Shanghai down 6.39 points at 2,019.29. And HSI up 26.82 points at 22,492.43. Oil markets down $1.26 at 41.50, Brent 43.83, down $1.50, and Dutch gas 2.574, down 1,000 a point. Gold markets 1352.30, up 5.60, silver 20.175, up 325, and copper 235,000 point, up at 2,002.1735. Bonds US 10 year 1.5126%, down 32,000 point, 1 10 year 0.115%, down 8,000 point. Japanese 10 year 0.112%, down 28,000 point. FX bond European US dollar 1.1178, up 4,000 point. US dollar Japanese yen 101.10 at down 17 cents, and Great Britain pound US dollar 1.307 down 2,000 points. Alright, take a look at some commodities. Wheat, 420.5, up 3.5. Soybean, 92 down 6. Corn, 333, up 50 cents. Sugar, 19.67, down 72 cents. Coffee, 130.90, down $2.20. Cotton, 71.5, down $1.55. Red fry, 9.545, down 155,000 points. And cocoa, 2026, up 50. Live cattle, 114.975, down 25,000 points. And lean ox, 59.10, up 90 cents. And FD cattle, 149.90, down 275,000 points. All right. Peter Children's time is now 5:10 on this Wednesday, and it's time now for a sports report on this Wednesday evening tonight. The Sox and the Yankees have a second of the 3-game series at Fenway Park at 7:10 p.m. with 2 Pomeranz and a man for the Red Sox. Out of Major League Baseball scores, top of the third, Washington Nationals and Cleveland Indians tied at 4, top of the third, top of the 6th, LA Dodgers leading the Philadelphia Phillies 1-0, top of the 6th, and subsequent Giants shut out the Miami Marlins 1-0 in the final down in Miami. Patriots suffered from 2 injuries during the return practice with the Saints, the Red Sox pulled their bobbleheads and Revolution events in the U.S. Open Cup. Rio de Janeiro Olympic Diamond Chiefs claimed on Wednesday to have solved the embarrassing cycle of games Diamond Arena that turned the competition pool in state shade of green and left competitors joking that they were leaping in the swamp. Daniel Torres had won no part of competitive contest in Team USA's women's basketball third visit to the preliminary round. So much for the New York Giants rests on the wide shoulders of Eric Flowers. If the second-year left tackle can build up his rookie season and make great sides, the Giants' offensive line looked a whole lot better. Peter Children's time, 5:11 on this Wednesday evening, and it is time now for a traffic and transit report. Let's study off on the MBTA. We're on the ferries, they are looking good. On the subway, red line express minor lanes to the Medical Commercial Charles MGH. And on the commuter rail, please board inbound Worcester Line trains in the outbound Propos at Farmington for Wellesley Farms until 7:30 p.m. And please board outbound Worcester Line trains in the outbound Propos at Wellesley Farms for Framingham Station until 7:30 p.m. And Newburyport Rockport trains may experience 5 to 15 minutes between Chelsea and Newburyport or Rockport due to auto impeding on the tracks. Peter Chilton News Time 5 to 12. Take a look at the highways and byways of New England on this Wednesday. Highways and byways of New York City are Sago in Connecticut. Merritt Parkway and the northbound side is backed up from Norwalk to Bridgeport. 95 on the southbound side is backed up from Norwalk all the way down through 287. 95 on the northbound side is backed up from Norwalk all the way to Bridgeport. 95 on the northbound side is backed up from Bridgeport all the way to New Haven. 95 on the southbound side is backed up from Brentford Stretch. Merritt Parkway and eastbound side is backed up from Milford all the way to New Haven. Merritt Parkway westbound side is backed up from Hampton to New Haven. A4 eastbound side is backed up to Danbury Stretch. A4 eastbound side is backed up after in Waterbury, Connecticut. A4 westbound side is backed up from Hartford to West Hartford from 91. A4 eastbound side is backed up after I-91 in downtown Hartford, Connecticut. 91 on the southbound side is backed up from Windsor to downtown Hartford. 91 on both ends also after downtown Hartford after I-84. 95 on the northbound side also on New London Stretch. 91 on the northbound side is backed up from 57 in Springfield all the way to 291 in Chicopee. 91 in Mass Pike Interchange in Chicopee, it's slow go. In Central New England, 84 on the westbound side, it is back to around on the Mass Pike in Sturbridge. 299 on the westbound side, it's back to 190 to Route 9 in Worcester. 146 on the northbound side, it's slow after 295 up in Lincoln Island. 95 on both ends also from Second Providence Line to downtown Providence. 95 on the northbound side, it's slow around Warwick to Cranston, and 95 on the southbound side, it's back to the Warwick Stretch. 295 on the southbound side, also on Warwick Stretch. Jamestown, Newport, Mano, Bridges out. Looking good. 24 on the southbound side is backed up from 495 out in Random all the way up to Route 148 in Taunton. 25 on the eastbound side is also around the Buzzards Bay. 95 on the southbound side is backed up from 120 in Canton all the way up to 295 in Ann Arbor. 24 southbound side is backed up after Route 93 out in Canton. 495 on the southbound side is backed up from Stowe all the way out to Hopton. 495 on the northbound side is also before 290 and 20 in Marlborough. Mass Pike on the westbound side is backed up from Austin Barrett to the right to Framingham. Mass Pike eastbound side is also after 120 in Weston. 120 southbound side is backed up from Waltham to the Braintree Split. 120 on the northbound side is backed up from Route 3 in the Braintree Split all the way to Route 24. Southwest Expressway in both ends, so from Boston to the Mass Pike to the Braintree Split and 93 both ends and downtown Boston is backed up. Mass back at both ends also from Safi all the way out to Eastie out of Logan Airport. Route 1 on the northbound side is backed up from Chelsea all the way to Revere. 93 on the northbound side is backed up from Somerville all the way out to Redden. 120 on the northbound side is backed up from Route 20 Waltham all the way out to Sam. 120 on the southbound side it is backed up from Beverly all the way out to Route 95 Peabody, and 120 on the southbound side is backed up from the Burlington stretch. Route 495 on the northbound side it is backed up from Lowell all the way at the launch. 495 on the southbound side is backed up from Lawrence all the way to Westford. Route 3 on the northbound side, so from 120 in Burlington all the way up in the Nashua, New Hampshire. 495 on the northbound side, it is backed up from Route 3 out in Lowell all the way at the launch. 213 in the eastbound side, backed on the launch stretch. Route Eric back on the southbound side, Lowell from Manchester, New Hampshire. And 295 on the southbound side, back to the Portland stretch. And 195 on the eastbound side, it did slow around Central Maine. 95 on the southbound side, Lowell around Central Maine around the Maine Turnpike. 87 and 89 and 91 on the southbound side up in upstate New York, Vermont. So after the Canadian border up in Vermont. And 91 on the northbound side is backed up before the Canadian border up in Vermont. And our Route 15 is backed up after the U.S. border in southern Quebec headed towards Montreal. And 55 on both ends also after the U.S. border in southern Quebec headed towards Magog and Sherbrooke. Computer Channel News Time 5:16 on this Wednesday, and it is time now for a weather report on this Wednesday evening, and we got a healthy amount of rainfall here in Norton. Take a look at our current conditions. Say 6 degrees is our temperature, humidity 96%. Newport is a sticky 75 degrees, and barometer is 30.07. It's falling slowly. Wind speed is calm. Alright. Rainfall here in Norton is 50 hundredths of an inch. Alright. Take a look at our current conditions around the region. It's 75 degrees out in Boston and Beverly and Gloucester. In Concord, it's 82 in Fitchburg, 76 in Worcester, 79 in Norwood, 77 in Taunton, 79 in New Bedford, 75 in Plymouth and Providence in Falmouth, 73 in Provincetown, 70 in Chatham, 73 in Nantucket, 77 in Martha's 77 in Providence, 79 in Quonset, 73 in Buchan, 75 in Montauk, 82 in Innislip, 82 in New York City, 82 in Bridgeport and New Haven, 82 in Denver and Meriden, Hartford, and Winslow, Springfield, Massachusetts, 81 out in Warburg, Connecticut, and Alpha, Massachusetts, 82 degrees out in North Island, Massachusetts, 81 in Pittsfield, Mass, 82 in Albany, New York, it's 79 degrees out in Sterling Springs, it's 82 in Rutland, Vermont, 80 in Bennington, Brown, Vermont, it's 79 in Lebanon, and Jeffrey, and Manchester, and Nashua, New Hampshire, 81 in Keene, New Hampshire, 82 in Concord, New Hampshire, 75 degrees in Laconia, New Hampshire, 70 degrees in Portland, Maine, and 73 degrees out in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Okay, take a look at the surface map around the country, and it shows that stretching from Nevada, stretching all the way down from Minnesota, merging a cold front from Wisconsin, stretching up into the Great Lakes and then up into Ontario and Quebec. Sage front off the Virginian coast, and a front by low pressure from Nebraska down to Texas, and a front by from the Texas and Louisiana Gulf Coast to the low pressure around the Louisiana and Mississippi Gulf Coast, and a front by with a pair of low pressure stretching down for California, and a low pressure from South Dakota, and a low pressure around southeastern portions of Alberta, and high pressure ridges in eastern Oregon, Four Corner region, and the Smoky Mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee. 93 degrees at temperature right now in Detroit. It's 80 in Pittsburgh, 84 in Washington, D.C., 86 in Atlanta, Georgia. It's 83 in Miami, Florida. It's 96 in Brownsville, Texas. 90 in Dallas, Texas. It's 94 in Kansas City, 95 in Omaha, Nebraska. 87 in Chicago, 89 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. 70 in Great Falls, Montana. 67 in Seattle, 70 in San Francisco. 76 degrees in Los Angeles. It's 90 in Las Vegas, 94 in Phoenix. 80 in Albuquerque, Mexico. 92 in Denver, Colorado. And 83 degrees in Salt Lake City, Utah. All right, and a high pressure up in the Manitoba and Western Ontario, and a front by in Northeastern Ontario. All right, looking at the radar, and it shows clusters of heavy rain showers stretch around Lynn and stretch around 120 from Lynn to Gloucester. So that's why 128 on both ends is backed up because of the heavy rain, and seeing some popcorn clusters of rain showers and downpours stretching from Westboro all the way down for Worcester, down for Ware, and stretching down Springfield and stretching from Enfield down for Wyndham, and up into Stafford and Sturbridge, and some popcorn clusters of rain showers stretching from northwestern Massachusetts and up to southern Vermont, and then southern New Hampshire from Keene down for East Derry, New Hampshire. And Zooming in on a closer look at this heavy bands of showers that's stretching from Marblehead, stretching it down for Gloucester and Rockport. And time to see where they are going to be headed. It's going to be headed towards the east, towards Cape Ann. And the latest on this cell on eastern Long Island that produced the tornado warning, and it's now. And around the heavy band showers from Epigogan, New York, and in East Hampton, and around Barnes Hole, and stretching at the Long Island. So it's going to be time to see whether they're going to be headed towards the southeast. And raining around Block Island. And that's why the tornado warning is upgraded to a severe thunderstorm warning until 5:30, and a flash flood watch in effect around that eastern Long Island till 7 o'clock. And seeing some heavy bends of showers, storm stretch from Glen Corbin and Hicksville and Woodbury and Long Island, and some rain showers around between the Brooklyn and the Queens. And patchy rain showers right around east and west of Poughkeepsie, New York. And seeing some batches of rain showers stretch around in the east port of Maine and stretching the western portion of Nova Scotia. And zooming out to the USA. And it's showing lots and lots of moisture. Popcorn clusters of showers and thunderstorms stretching from the Great Lakes, for some Great Lakes, all the way down to the Gulf Coast as a result of this front that is stopped right there. And seeing some clusters of showers and thunderstorms stretching from Iowa and central Minnesota and northeastern Dakotas, and popcorn clusters of showers and thunderstorms stretching from northern Mexico and western Texas, stretching up in the northern Rockies, and a line of rain showers and storms from Alberta down for western and eastern portions of Saskatchewan, down for western portions of Manitoba, and patchy rain showers around northeastern portions of Washington State. Alright, take a look at the satellite loop, and it shows line of clouds stretching from the New York line, stretching up in eastern Canada. Line of clouds from Quebec, stretching on Ontario and on the northern Great Lakes, and the northern Minnesota and down for North Dakota. Line of clouds from the Gulf States and western Florida, and a line of clouds from Daytona Beach down to Miami, and a line of clouds from western Carolinas, and a line of clouds from Pennsylvania, stretching it down for Indiana. Line of clouds from eastern portions of Missouri and western Arkansas, and line of clouds from the Mexico, stretching it up to the Northern Rockies, and a line of clouds from eastern Washington State down to Northern Idaho, down from northwestern Montana, from British Columbia down through Manitoba. Alright, let's take a look at what is going on in the tropics. Yep, this is a broad area of a low pressure located just southwest of Mobile, Alabama. Continuous videos at large area of cloudiness and dissonance. Thunderstorms that are much to the north central and northeastern Gulf of Mexico and adjacent land areas. This system is forecast to move northwestward to northwestward and then move inland by Thursday with little north development expected due to unfavorable upper level winds in its proximity land. However, local heavy rainfall possibly along the portions of the northern and northeastern coastal areas of the Gulf of Mexico during the next few days. Information chance for 40 hours, low 0%. Information chance for 5 days, low near 0%. And in eastern Pacific, a weak area of low pressure about 850 miles southwest of the southern tip of Baja California Peninsula is drifting northwestward. The lowest forecast emerged with an area of disturbed weather forward west later this weekend. Some slow development of this system is possible by a weekend while it moves generally westward. Formation chance for 4 hours, low near 0%. Information chance for 5 days, low 20%. Alright. Take a look at some weather notes. It's going to be Serenity for the mild slowdown. It's going to be thunderfret blooms and be cool late weekend. Flash flood warning at Long Island until 7 p.m. and water temperature 68 degrees. In Newport, it's going to be oppressive into Saturday in the 70s and rainfall amounts. Shelley, Massachusetts at 1.10 inches. Lunenburg at 1.01 inches and Beverly at 0.85 inches. And look at that forecast discussion. Excessive heat and humidity expected for Thursday, Friday, and possibly Saturday before temperatures drop a bit. Mainly dry weather expected to Thursday. An extended period of active weather will run from Friday to late next week with a rounds of showers and thunderstorms of local area needed rainfall likely. 4 p.m. update still seeing a few lingering showers across southern New England. The best storm is just off the North Fork of Long Island and Long Island Sound. It'll need to be watched, but it's moving less Favorable conditions that slowly moves eastward. There are starting to some breaks in the clouds, especially over the western Massachusetts and Northern Connecticut. So the question is, will the sun over the next 2 to 3 hours be enough to today's fires? Aspirated enough for a few thunderstorms. Leaning towards it won't be quite enough to still have left the thunder out of the forecast for the remainder of the afternoon. However, cannot route some showers developing in the west. And tonight, any lingering showers will come to an end quickly after sunset. Models are fairly consistent, showing drier level air. A mid-level moving in the region and expect clear skies overnight, but fog will develop as dew points come out, especially in areas where it rained today. Dew points will be upper 60s, low 70s. Will keep low temperatures in that range as well. Alright, expecting tonight's lows to be 68 to 74 degrees, and tomorrow's highs 90 98 degrees. Alright, take a look at whoa, we have a heat advisory in effect from noon to 7 p.m. tomorrow. For most of eastern Massachusetts and heat spells up to 104 due to temperatures in the mid to upper 90s and dew points in the low 70s. Time on Thursday afternoon and evening and impacts excessive heat may lead to heat-related illnesses. A heat advisory means that a period of hot temperatures is expected. A combination of hot temperatures and high humidity will combine to create a situation in which heat illnesses are possible. Drink plenty of food, stay in an air-conditioned room, stay out of the sunshine, and check by relatives and neighbors. Take extra precautions. If work, spend time outside when possible. Reschedule certain activities in early morning or evening. Know when the signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Wear lightweight and loose-fitting clothing when possible, and drink plenty of water. To reduce risk during outdoor work, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration recommends scheduling frequent rest breaks to shaded or air-conditioned environments. Anyone who come by heat should be moved to a cool and shaded location. Heat stroke emergency. God 911. Day 1 today, tonight, showers scattered, strong thunderstorms, local area rainfall, gusty winds are possible. Day 2 for 7, Thursday for Tuesday, heat advisory. Friday for Saturday, hot and very humid weather expected each day, with heat index values of 100 to 105, likely during the afternoon, and heat advisories under excessive heat watches warnings to be needed on Friday. Bands of showers and thunderstorms are expected with at least local area rainfall at times. Despite our current drought, there will be risk for some localized urban thunder with the highest risk for this week. In addition, there will be some risk for strong straight thunderstorms in this period, but confidence the timing is low. Alright, take a look at 7-day forecast goes like this. Tonight, I say showers between 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. Punch after 8 p.m. Otherwise, most skies clouds about 70 degrees. Southwest at about 3 to 7 miles an hour. Chest pace is 20%. Thursday, punch before 9 a.m. wise. Most skies about 92 degrees. The eastern red spells as low high as 102 degrees. West about 5 miles an hour for Thursday night. Side check showers and thunderstorms between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Punch after 5 a.m. wise. Increased clouds about 73 degrees. And southwest at about 6 miles an hour. Chest pace is 20%. Friday, check showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. Some storms produce heavy rain. Punch before 7 a.m. wise. Most skies got about 90 degrees. Southwest at about 8 to 11 miles. And gusts at 23 miles an hour. Chest pace is 30%. New rain amounts between and 10 coordinate amounts possible thunderstorms. For Friday night, check the showers and thunderstorms may before 11 p.m. Some storms produce heavy rainfall. Most skies got about 75 degrees. And southwest at about 8 to 10 miles. And chest pace is 30% for Saturday. 40 to 50% check the showers and thunderstorms may up to 10 a.m. Some storms produce heavy rain. Most skies got about 90 to about 82 degrees. Chest pace is 45%. Sunday, a 55% chance of showers, thunderstorms, and showers like possibly have thunderstorms after 2 p.m. It could produce heavy rain, and otherwise, most skies got about 80 to about 600 degrees. And for Monday, a 35% chance of showers, thunderstorms, some storms produce heavy rain. Most skies have about 79, about 64 degrees, and chest pace is 35%. Tuesday, showers with punch bug, otherwise, parts of most skies have about 80, about 64 degrees, and chest pace is 30%. And then for Wednesday, parts of the sky about 80 degrees. Peters with a phrase of the evening. A wet and damp evening and hot tomorrow. Peter said it will be a good evening. The composite to you at 11 o'clock with a late night report. Have a good evening.